How to survive the night a war eats your city, and why every U.S. veteran already has 7 ugly little items hidden where you'd never look. It's 2:14 a.m. The grid dies like a bad heart. Your phone says SOS only, then says nothing. A transformer screams. A neighbor screams louder. The sky flickers orange, not sunrise, and the air smells like a penny soaked in gasoline. Cities don't fall in explosions, they fall in silence. And every civilian on your block is about to learn that preparedness was never a podcast topic. It was a muscle, and they never trained it. But the veteran, 3 doors down, he's already moving, not panicking, moving, because he's got 7 stupid-looking items most people would throw in the trash, and tonight they're worth more than your 401k. Solution? We're stealing his playbook. Welcome to gutter-tier wartime science, where the lab is your kitchen and the professor is desperation. Item 1. The boring brown bottle of potassium iodide. Looks like vitamins your grandma forgot. It's not. When a reactor cracks or a dirty device pops within 200 miles, your thyroid becomes a sponge for radioactive iodine-131. Ki floods the gland with the safe kind first, so the angry kind has nowhere to sit. Veterans know the trick civilians don't. You don't pop it the second the news scrolls. You take it the moment the fallout plume models say your zip code is downwind, usually 30 minutes to 6 hours before the cloud arrives. Too early, it flushes out. Too late, your neck glows. Science is a clock. Read it. Item 2. A roll of Tyvek and a sleeve of N100 cartridges stuffed in a coffee can in the garage. Civilians bought N95s in 2020 and thought they were Mad Max. N95 stops droplets. N100 with a real respirator stops actual particulate fallout, micron-sized irradiated dust that wants to live in your lungs forever. Method 1. Tape Tyvek over your jacket. Duct tape every seam. Gloves into sleeves. Boots into pants. Look ridiculous. Live anyway. Method 2. When you come back inside, you strip in the doorway. Bag the suit. Shower cold from the top down. Hot water opens pores. Pores are highways. Don't open the highway. Pro tip civilians miss: tape the cartridge's exhale valves with a strip of painter's tape when storing them. Humidity kills the carbon inside in 18 months flat. And shave your beard. A single millimeter of stubble drops a respirator seal from 99% to 60%. Vanity or lungs? Pick one. Item 3. A Baofeng UV-5R, programmed and silent. $25 of Chinese plastic that veterans flash program months in advance with local fire, EMS, MURS, GMRS, and the regional ham repeaters. When cell towers die, and they die first because they're soft targets and need grid power, the only voices left in the air are radio. Here's the part nobody tells you. You don't transmit on night 1, you listen. A transmitting radio is a flare gun pointed at your skull. Direction-finding gear, even crude civilian stuff, can triangulate you in under 4 minutes. So you turn the squelch low, plug in an earpiece, and you become a ghost with ears. The radio crackles. Someone's organizing. Someone's hunting. You decide which. Swap the stock antenna for a Nagoya NA771. Triples your range for $15. The factory antenna is a joke wearing a costume. And memorize one frequency, 146.520 megahertz, national simplex calling. If anyone organized is left within 20 miles, they're whispering on it tonight. Item 4. A stack of pre-1965 quarters and dimes in a sock at the back of a drawer. 90% silver, worthless looking. Veterans keep them not because they think we're going full Mad Max barter economy on day 3. That's a YouTube fantasy. They keep them because in week 2, when the dollar app on your dead phone means nothing and the ATM is a sculpture, a single silver dime has bought a tank of gas in every collapsed economy from Weimar to Caracas. The science isn't economics, it's psychology. Humans recognize weight. Humans recognize shine. Paper is trust. Metal is proof.
Test before you stockpile. Drop one on a hard surface. Real silver rings like a tuning fork for 2 full seconds. clad coins thud like guilt. And never flash the whole sock. Trade 1 dime at a time from a separate pocket. A visible stash isn't currency. It's a target wearing your face. Item 5. A 1-gallon jug of plain calcium hypochlorite pool shock, the 68% kind, sealed in a mason jar inside another mason jar. 1 teaspoon of this powder makes 150 gallons of bleach. That bleach disinfects 15,000 gallons of drinking water. Do the math the schools forgot to teach. 1 jug equals roughly 2 million gallons of safe water. 2 million. Method? Dissolve a 1/4 teaspoon in 2 gallons of clean water. That's your stock chlorine. Then add 1 ounce of stock to every 12.5 gallons of sketchy water. Wait 30 minutes. If it smells faintly of a public pool, it's drinkable. If it doesn't, double dose and wait again. Don't breathe the dry powder. Don't store it near anything organic. It eats brake fluid, gasoline, and bad decisions equally. Filter first, chlorinate second. A coffee filter or bandana pulls out the silt that eats your chlorine before it eats the bacteria. Skip this step and you're disinfecting mud. And rotate the jug every 5 years. Calcium hypochlorite loses 1 to 2% potency yearly. Old powder lies to you. Item 6. A carbon steel Mora knife and a ferro rod, taped together with electrical tape, no sheath, no romance. Civilians buy tactical knives shaped like dinosaur teeth for $300. Veterans buy a $20 Scandinavian carving knife because it sharpens on the bottom of a coffee mug and throws sparks like a furious wizard when you scrape the ferro rod down its spine. Heat is life when the heat is gone. Birch bark, dryer lint, a torn tampon, sterile cotton, instant tinder. Every medic knows this, and every civilian giggles at it until the night it saves them. All of it lights from 1 ferro spark at 5,500 degrees Fahrenheit. The science is a magnesium-cerium alloy oxidizes faster than your fear, dumping pure thermal energy into anything dry. If it lights, congrats. If your fingers shake too hard, congrats anyway. Adrenaline is just biology refusing to die. Strike down, not back. Pull the rod toward you while the knife stays planted in the tinder. Reverses every instinct, saves every spark from flying into the dark. And carry a film canister of Vaseline-soaked cotton balls. 1 ball burns 10 minutes in rain. Wet wood doesn't argue with that. Item 7, and this is the one nobody guesses, a laminated index card. No batteries, no moving parts. On one side, family rendezvous points, ranked Alpha through Delta, each one farther from the city. On the other, blood types, allergies, prescriptions, and the frequencies from item 3. Veterans call it a brevity card. Civilians call it nothing, because civilians don't have one. When phones die and panic eats memory, you become exactly as smart as what's written on paper in your pocket. The brain dumps fine motor skills and recall under cortisol. The card doesn't care. The card remembers for you. Write it in pencil, not pen. Ink bleeds when wet. Pencil survives a flooded pocket, and even fire-scorched paper if the graphite stays. And add one weird detail nobody fakes, a childhood nickname, a code word. If a stranger hands your card back to a family member, that word proves they aren't lying. So here's the payoff, the gritty little secret stitched through all 7. None of it is gear. It's pre-decided behavior. The veteran isn't surviving because of the items. The items are just frozen decisions, choices made in daylight, in calm, in boredom, so that when the city eats itself at 2:14 a.m., the thinking is already done. Civilians will be deciding. Veterans will be doing. That's the whole gap. That's the only gap. Tonight, while your block sleeps, go find one of these 7. Just one. The pool shock, the radio, the card. Doesn't matter which, because preparedness isn't paranoia. It's a love letter to the version of you who has to wake up at 2:14 a.m. and move. The grid hums, for now. If it stops humming, you already know what to do.